We, Publica Coffee, will invest in investment instruments that can give the fixed dividend rate for each year to increase our capital in the future. First, we will decide how much the total that we want and use the GOSI to find how long it would take to get the amount. Therefore, we decide to invest our capital for the use in the future, such as expansion for our branch.
First, we must have a data, and our data is the initial investment, which is the 50,000 ringgit, fixed dividend rate is the 5%, and the month. We want to target the 50,000 ringgit in the future. First, we will go to the data function and click the what if analysis in the data function and click the Go Seek button. After that, it will appear set cell to value, and by changing cell, set cell is the number that we want to change, which is the total amount. To value is to set the certain goals, which is we want to target 50,000 ringgit, and by changing cell is a month, since we want to know how long to get the 50,000 ringgit. After we fill all these function, we will give an exact month when we will get the 50,000 ringgit, which are 20 months. This function is very useful for our Publica Coffee since it can generate our data fast and accurate.
Next, moving on to the business scenario for Publica Coffee. By looking at this one-way data table, we analyze a property loan of Publica Coffee 300,000 ringgit with a loan tenure of 30 years and 12 payments per year. At a 4% interest rate, the monthly installment is 1,432.25 cents. As the interest rate changes, the installment started to fluctuate significantly. At a 3% interest rate, the installment decreases to 1,264.81 ringgit, while at a 4% to 7% rate, the amount showing a continuation in rises.
This is how we use the data tables on what-if analysis. Firstly, create a column of interest rate and monthly installment, and then put the monthly installment in cell F5, then highlight the range E5 to F9, then go to data, click what-if analysis, and then click data tables. Enter C5 for the column input cell in the data table. Then the value of the monthly installment of each interest rate will appear.
Now let's move to the Scenario Manager. On the data, click on What If Analysis and click Scenario Manager. After that, add the data manually for January to April. For example, we look at the January. The scenario name will be January sales and the changing sales will be C5 to C10. Then click OK. For the rest of the months, do the same and enter value for each of the changing sales. Then we can see the total expenses and total savings of the month. After that, we can see each of the scenarios that we made for January, February, March, and April. Now let's move to the Scenario Manager. On the data, click on What If and
to view the summary, click the Summary button and then the Scenario Summary will be shown from January to April with the result cells. To view after completing it, we will be able to view the Scenario Summary. Firstly, on the monthly sales January, the monthly income is 15,000 and the monthly expenses is 10,475, leaving total savings of 4,525. On February, the sales dropped to 11,000, reduces savings significantly to negative 298. Also, sales recovered slightly to 14,000 and saving improved to 3,460 on March. Lastly, on April, the income returns to 15,000 with savings rebounding to 4,625. We can conclude that small changes in the monthly income have a significant impact on total savings. Also, cost management remains critical to maintaining healthy savings, especially in months with reduced sales.